back to the Metro on WDET. I'm Tia Graham. And public art isn't limited to Detroit proper. Smaller cities surrounding Detroit are often known for their charm or cozy vibes, yet the love of creative pursuits are just as important as those vibes. Now, there's a new mural festival coming to the Downriver area. Paint the Park is a 2-week-long festival that is bringing large-scale murals to downtown Allen Park. It runs September 1st through September 13th. And I have two guests joining me in studio now to talk a little bit more about it. Michelle Tangway is the artist. She's an artist and the founder of the Mural People, who has partnered with the city for the paint in the park. As well, Benjamin Hughes is director of Allen Park Downtown Development Authority. So Michelle and Benjamin, thank you both so much for coming into the studio on the Metro.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. So Benjamin, we're going to start with you. Why did Allen Park start a mural festival?
We started a mural festival in large part because we have a downtown, and a lot of people in Allen, Metro Detroit, and throughout Michigan may not realize what Allen Park has going for it. And we have a wonderful downtown that was built in the 40s and 50s. Our buildings are close to the sidewalk. We have a very walkable community. And a lot of those buildings have opportunities on either the front or the side of them to have public art be painted. And we became aware of the Mural People and the wonderful work that Michelle Tangway does. And our Downtown Development Authority and the Board of Directors approved a financial amount that would allow us to do this 2-week festival where we will have 8 buildings, public art painted on 8 buildings that has already generated a significant amount of interest in our city. We have social media or programs such as yours, Tia. We have a lot to highlight, and we think this is really just providing an incentive for people to come and see what Allen Park has to offer, our downtown. I think for those who have not made a point of visiting us recently, they'll be pleasantly surprised.
Which, once again, we were talking just briefly beforehand. I graduated from Henry Ford Academy in Dearborn, so we would often just be in the area, even going to the Hill, as we love to call it affectionately, to shop and do other things. So, Allen Park, I became very familiar with Allen Park and downtown Allen Park. So for people who haven't been to downtown Allen Park, paint us just a little bit of a picture about the city.
Sure. We have a nice mix in our downtown, diverse of restaurants, bars, some retail opportunities. We also are in the situation where we're adding diverse new restaurants. There are certainly offices and professional services that are there. The skeleton, if you will, the structure of a city that was built in the 30s, 40s, and 50s is in such a place right now where we're very fortunate. There are a lot of cities across the country that were built in the 70s and 80s that have, 8 lanes of traffic, and the shops and the restaurants and the retail things are so far removed from the street. Allen Park doesn't have to do that. We don't have to recreate that in narrow roads. We're a quaint downtown that has wonderful residential neighborhoods around it, great public schools. Downriver, we're considered part of Downriver. And I think, Tia, one thing that I've noticed is that Downriver for many decades has had perhaps somewhat of a negative or not such a positive stereotype or vision. And I just would encourage your listeners, if they haven't visited, that stereotype is not correct, and it certainly is not accurate. And Allen Park has a wonderful variety of things to offer in terms of our businesses and our entire city as a whole.
Also used to be a Lincoln Park resident, so not too far away once again from Allen Park. So it's just if folks have never been or haven't gotten to that part of southeastern Michigan, head on down to Downriver if you can. Just really, really one of those places. Once again, you have to see it to understand what you're talking about, Ben. But Michelle, bringing you into the conversation, you're an artist yourself, founder of the Mural People. What goes into actually creating a mural?
Oh, man. A lot of planning. Specifically, what we focus on is getting to know the city. I spend months of meeting with residents, meeting with business owners, trying to find what the story is. We don't want to just put a piece of artwork on a wall. We want the artwork to tell a story about the city that it's located in. So we have murals that are about a ex-NFL Lions player who is now a current Allen Park high school teacher. And so we wanted, exactly, Right? I'm like, these are the stories that we need to paint murals about. And so we focus, each building has a different story about that city, the history, about a current resident that lives there. And so our goal is to just celebrate those stories. And when you paint stories, the community gets together and starts to celebrate them.
Do you know what ex-player it was?
Yes, Corey Schlesinger.
Because someone in the studio just said, "Who is it?" So someone's super excited right now. But that ex-player, like you said, is something that just made them super excited. So just thinking about seeing that on a wall and how it could create conversation just instantly, like, "Oh my gosh, that's so-and-so," is amazing to even think about. But I do want to talk a little bit about the artist, Michelle, a bit. How do you select the artists to paint these murals?
So we do not have the pleasure of picking the artist.
Okay.
The building owners do, and it goes through a long process. Luckily, I've been painting murals for a long time. My first mural I ever painted was in Murals in the Market, and that's my husband's company.
Yes.
So this is a whole family business. And then I started doing the Trenton Art Festival. We do murals there, and in that process, we did a call for art. We had over 1,000 artists from all over the globe send in and apply. So we have a roster of 1,000 artists. And when a business owner comes to us with an idea or a style that they like, we go through the roster and we give them 20 to choose from. So we're like, these are 20 artists that fit your ideals, and we move from there.
Nice. Who knew it was that much of a system that
yeah.
goes into it? Because you don't want something put on someone's building that they don't like, and then...
No, and then we actually lease the walls. The
Okay.
city leases the walls for seven years. So we make the building owners sign a contract for 7 years. We guarantee them. We protect the murals. If anything happens to the murals, we go ahead and fix them just to make sure that the city gets their investment.
Yes. That's cool. You're listening to the Metro on WDET. My guests are Michelle Tangway, artist and founder of the Mural People, and Benjamin Hughes, director of the Allen Park Downtown Development Authority. Now, you did hit on something a little bit about, just downriver, the perception that it receives and it has received for, honestly, the last 2 generations of folks. Benjamin, I do want to turn to you. Something that stands out about downtown Allen Park are the small businesses. They're a great place to eat. They're great places to shop. There's very much a Main Street feel when you go to Allen Park, whether it's the bike shops or the shoe stores. But recently, the Dollar Tree closed down, the Dollar Theater, which is something that I frequented quite often growing up. It was one of my favorite things to do. And I'm seeing that smaller theaters are closing across Metro Detroit. Is it harder for small businesses right now, especially in Allen Park, to thrive?
Certainly, the traditional bricks and mortar destination businesses were challenged across the state and country during COVID. But I can respond with confidence to that question by saying Allen Park has a very high occupancy rate in our businesses. We see even increased interest in entrepreneurs and businesses that are looking to come and open shops in Allen Park. We just in the last 28 days celebrated 4 different ribbon cutting ceremonies to welcome new businesses that started. We have over 460 businesses in what we call our Allen Park Downtown DDA. So it's a very large district. That does not include what you referenced earlier, the Hill, which is also, a very vibrant part of our city as well. The former Dollar Tree, the former Dollar movie theater, you're absolutely right, Tia, was ultimately the owners were not able to sustain that business in today's society. The city ended up purchasing it for a very small amount, and ultimately the city's vision was and still is. They demolished that building, creating basically a vacant large parcel of land in the core of our downtown. And our city administration, as well as our city leaders and the DDA, have really been working on a vision for that to become a public gathering space. A public park, if you will, that will allow for live performances, allow for year-round activities, not just during the traditional May through September or October warm weather months, but year-round where our core businesses and all of them can be certainly benefit from increased number of people coming to see some special events that are happening in our downtown. I think it's just another very positive development and momentum that we are seeing in Allen Park. I expect that some construction could begin in 2026. Nice. And this is a major project for our city. Yeah. And we think it will be yet another reason for people who don't live in Allen Park to come take a look at us, and they will be definitely pleasantly surprised.
Yes. And Benjamin, a piece of art, because I'm thinking about just art right now, and actually we're going to bring Michelle into the conversation, and then we're going to, I'm looking at the time because I'm just talking it up, and it's almost time for us to get out of here. So I'm only going to ask you guys one more question. So Benjamin, bringing you into the conversation, keeping you in here, how can people enjoy the Paint the Park Festival? Because that's what we're here talking about, the festival that's going to be lasting for 2 weeks all the way through September 13th. So what should people know about it?
Well, briefly, people should know that all the way through today, through September 13th, they can come to downtown Allen Park. They can witness and view the 8 different murals that are in various different stages of being painted. It'll culminate with our Made in Michigan Festival, which is a downtown open-air street festival on Allen Road that occurs Friday, September 12th and Saturday, September 13th. And any information, all the details about where to go is in a webpage or a website that says paintthepark.com.
paintthepark.com. And before we truly leave the conversation, Michelle, what would you tell folks who are walking around watching the murals being painted or just interacting with the painter and artists themselves? What advice would you give folks?
Just enjoy it. Honestly, I've seen hundreds of murals be painted throughout the years, and every time it's like a giant magic trick is being performed before my eyes. I'm always amazed. So just enjoy it. Talk to the artists and take a stroll and stop at one of the amazing local businesses in Allen Park while you're there.
Yes. I love the fact that it's not just paint drying you're watching. It's truly magic that's happening. It's going up on the walls. I love that. Benjamin Hughes is director of Allen Park Downtown Development Authority, and Michelle Tangway is an artist and founder of the Mural People, which is partnered with the city for Paint in the Park. It's running now through September 13th in downtown Allen Park. Michelle and Benjamin, thank you so much for joining us on the Metro.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Of course. The Metro is hosted by Robin Vincent and myself, Tia Graham, and produced by Sam Corey, Carey Jr. II, and Jack Philbrandt. Our engineer is Nate Bender, music's done by Sam Bobian, and our senior producer is David Lyons. The Metro is a production of WDET, a listener-supported service of Wayne State University. And this is WDET-FM, Detroit Public Radio, your connection to news, music, and conversation. Have a great day.